Good day everybody, welcome back to the channel, and today we are going to be looking at the devlog number 11, the new features devlog, because this devlog episode goes through the latest features and mechanics that have been added to the game. So, I've seen this and it looks really interesting, and there are some things that he kind of like hints at, but he never says straight out, so we're just going to take a look at this. I'm going to just kind of go through it and try to explain what I can as best as I can. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay. Are we getting an anti-tank gun? Because if he's going to add like a functioning anti-tank gun to the game, whew, that is going to be pretty wild. Yeah, so, I'm pretty sure at the start, he's just giving like a little overview of what's happening.
Hi,
So,
welcome to Road to Vostok devlog episode 11.
hello.
This devlog is called New Features, because a lot of new important mechanics have been added to the game since public demo 2, and I thought that now would be a good time to showcase some of these in a new devlog video. Also regarding public demo 2, thanks to everyone who tested it and gave important feedback. A lot of bug reports came through the contact form on the new website, and these reports have been really useful for me. Speaking of the new website, let's quickly check how the project is progressing in terms of roadmap and milestones. When we look at this road,
So if we go to the roadmap, public demo 2 version 2 is looking pretty big. So we're getting the AI overhaul. I made a video about that if you want to go check it out. Map upgrades looks nice. Task system, I'm not so sure about that. But I'm gonna talk about that later in this video. Crafting system, it's gonna add a lot to the game, I think. Armor system looks interesting. Dynamic ambient, I don't actually think I've seen that in games before. So I think this is really unique, and we're gonna see that later, and I'm gonna talk a bit about it. Ammo types. That if he adds ammo types, I just sure hope he makes ammo a lot easier to find, because the only time I can actually find ammo is I rarely find it by like opening something. But the only time I really find ammo is taking it out of a dead AI's gun, so that is gonna be kind of annoying if you need to have the right type of ammo for your gun. But it's definitely gonna make it more realistic. Starting kits. I'm gonna talk about those later. I love them. The new trader, the doctor, that looks pretty nice. Especially the fact that it's a doctor. I'm hoping that means heals are gonna be a lot easier to come by. New weapons and items. There's already a lot of weapons and items, but more is always nice. And 3 pre-planned patches. I don't know what those are, but I guess we're gonna see. Anyways, back to the video.
one of those things that I'm definitely looking forward to is the actual implementation of the border zone in the game. The current Road to Vostok demo does not yet represent what this part of the game world will eventually be, so I thought that I'd start this devlog episode with the
So I don't really know what we're going to get in the border zone. But it looks interesting. Definitely interesting. And also, do you see all these areas? I know that we've got village, shipyard, and highway. Where's minefield? Is that like minefield is probably a crossing point, right? But if all these areas have been added but just not been like released yet, I'm excited because the game is gonna get a lot bigger. So it's looking really interesting, and the fact that there's gonna be a bunch of areas in the Vostok too, you're gonna be able to go so far to get a bunch of items and likely die. But that's okay. It will be fun for you guys to watch me die. Anyways, let's see what he has to say about this.
Little visit to the IRL border zone to show what it really looks like. Enjoy the devlog and welcome to border zone.
Alright, so we're gonna get a look into the border zone. So, looks like the border zone is gonna be a forest. And it looks like we're also gonna be getting a bunker, which, I'd assume we're not the ones defending. So, I feel like it's gonna be a little more difficult to get through the border zone. And especially since we're trying to get through there, probably we're going to be advancing through the forest into the anti-tank guns. And I feel like an anti-tank gun would have no problem killing me in one shot. Anyways. I sure hope that face is added to the game. I sure hope it is. Okay. Looks like there's gonna be water. More bunkers. I feel like when you're running around in the bunkers, you're gonna walk into a room and there's gonna be a whole bunch of guys just chilling in there ready to shoot you. But it's looking really interesting. I really like this so far. If all of those guns are gonna be like added as like functioning weapons, that would be really interesting. But it might make it pretty difficult, but it would be interesting. So I don't really know whether I want that and the anti-tank gun. If he's gonna add this anti-tank gun as like a functioning weapon that the AIs can shoot at you, it's gonna be pretty easy to get killed by it. But it would just make it harder, and this game is... seems like the whole point of this game is to be hard. But, yeah. Yeah, it's looking really interesting. I'm really liking it. Okay, and he made that sign. We recognize that sign. He added that sign into the game really well, actually. So the doctor. If we're getting a doctor for it, like, to trade with, I hope that's gonna make the heals a lot easier to find. Because I mean, like, there's like a bunch of times when you're like bleeding and you can't really do anything about it. But, yep, it would be really nice to have a doctor to trade with. Looks like he's been putting a lot of work into him so far. The AI multi-rig, I don't think that really does much to affect the gameplay. I'm pretty sure this is more just like to animate the AIs better. And so that the AIs can move more realistically, I think. That's pretty much what this is. So I'm kind of just gonna skip over this, because I don't think it's all that important right now. Terrain Shader 2.0, I like this. I don't think it's gonna affect the gameplay. This is what it looks like. So basically we're just gonna get like improved ground, I think, is gonna look more realistic. And I like it. I really like that. I'm gonna add more to the game and levels of like detail and like realism. So ammo types. This is gonna be so painful trying to find ammo for your gun. And as you can see, there are a lot of different ammo types. And as you know, I think there are only like 15 weapons in the game right now, I think. I'm not sure exactly how many weapons there are, but there's a lot of ammo types to go around for those 15 or so weapons. So yeah, so it looks like it's caliber-based ammo. And if you've got the wrong type of ammo, I guess you just aren't really able to load it into your gun. So, what we got here? It's here. Can you see that if it's on full screen? Yes, you can. So, we've got the 5.45 by 39, and I guess that works on the AK-74U. And I guess if you've got any other size of ammo, it's not gonna fit in your AKS-74U. And it looks like he's got lots of different types of ammo, as you can see there. So, it's gonna be annoying. And he basically just shoots a whole bunch and then unloads his gun and drops it on the floor. But so here we've got MP5 variants. I don't think I've ever actually had an MP5 in the game. But the MP5 variants look interesting because we've got the MP5K, and the fact that you can customize the MP5 so much, I like that. And I guess it's got different fire modes too. Looks like you can go through your ammo really quickly with the MP5 though. Here's another variant of the MP5, MP5SD, and yeah, with the MP5s, it looks like you can shoot through your precious ammo so quickly. But yeah, I like how this looks.
I usually like to be silent during these video clips, but this feature might need...
Sorry, I'm just gonna pause you right there. Ambient loops. Like the dynamic ambient. I really like it. I think that's really good because basically what he's gonna say is that so most games use an ambient loop, right? It's gonna play through this loop. It's gonna play through this sound over and over and over, and it's basically just gonna have all the ambient, like the background noise in it, right? But then, as you can see down below, there's no randomness, no surprises, and it's too repetitive. And what he's going to explain here is going to show us how he fixed this problem, and I think that's really smart.
A little explanation. In video games, ambient sounds are typically implemented using looped audio clips that sound something like this.
So it's just a repetitive loop, right? So you hear the same thing over and over.
This is a good base for ambient system, but especially in single-player games, these ambient loops are often not enough to produce an interesting ambient experience. The problem with these loops, in my opinion, is that after some time they are too predictable and do not bring surprises to the player. So to solve this problem, I implemented so-called dynamic ambient library, which is designed around typical Finnish soundscapes. This library is then filtered between different areas so that the sounds fit the current environment where the player is. The actual dynamic ambient system is based on directional event rings that activate ambient events around the player. These rings are divided into near and far events, and they are mixed on top of those basic ambient loops.
So what we're going to get is we're going to have that ambient loop playing, right? But we're also going to have random sounds just thrown in too. And we're going to have near sounds and far sounds. And he's going to go and give some samples of these sounds. So let's see what we've got.
Here are some examples of how the system works in practice.
Yeah, and then we got different noises for Area 5, borderzone, and Vostok. I'd assume that one's like a plane passing or something. I've got no idea what the sounds here are supposed to be. No idea. But it makes it sound creepy, kind of. I like it. I love it. And then we're gonna get some of these during gameplay. I've got no idea what that's supposed to be.
This first version of Dynamic Ambient will be only audio based. In the future, however, it will be also combined with visual game events. This means that if you hear an explosion far away in Vostok, you will also visually see it and the smoke coming from it. Or, for example, if you hear bear in the border zone, well, in that case, I recommend changing the map pretty quickly.
So that's interesting. If you hear a bear in the border zone, you could get eaten by a bear. So does this mean that there are going to be like wild animals that can attack you when you're playing the game? Because that would be really interesting. Because if you're just fighting some enemy and suddenly a bear jumps on your back, that's gonna make the game funny, difficult, and interesting to play. It's gonna be fun, okay? But it's good. It's gonna be different. It's gonna be fun though. I sure hope he adds bears, because that is gonna be. I'm gonna say again, it's gonna be fun. Stop doing that. Starting kits, I think I really like. So you go to a new game. Oh my goodness, bro. You get to pick a starting kit. And after looking at these, I've got to say, I think the first one here is the best. So the hunter kit, you get like a hunting shotgun, I guess. And you get some meat, and you get a bandage and a splint. So the bandage is gonna heal you some of your health back, and it's going to, I'm pretty sure it like heals bleeding and takes you off fire or something. The splint, I'm pretty sure that just fixes a broken bone. You also get a splint and a bandage. when you are playing the scavenger kit. But you also get a tourniquet, which will save you from bleeding. But I'm pretty sure that if you use a tourniquet, it should also like make you lose a limb or something, because that's what tourniquets do. You also get some pea soup and some crackers. So you get to start with some food, which is nice. You also get a backpack. You get to start with a backpack, which is always nice. And with the hunter kit, you don't get to start with a backpack. And as well with this kit, you get to start with clothes, but also you don't get boots with this one either. The reason I like the Nomad one best is you get more ammo than the hunter kit. You get 50 shells. You get a Nomad backpack. You get a med kit and 2 bandages. So med kit I think is the best heal in the game, I believe, unless I'm mistaken, which I don't think I am, but I might be. Who knows? And you get to start with clothes with this one too. You get a windbreaker, jeans, and you get combat boots, which is always nice. So, yeah, so, and you can see here he's picking the hunter kit, which personally not the one I would pick, but that's okay. And I don't know if they're gonna stay the same or if he's gonna change them or anything by the time he releases them, but still looks like it's gonna be good. Okay. So here we got armor system and protection levels 1 to 5. So let's just look at the 5 steps here. Hit to the armor plate or ballistic helmet prevents damage, which is nice. Armor plates prevent rupture, medical condition, which is always good to prevent medical condition. Ballistic helmets prevent headshot, medical condition. That one I think it takes away a lot of health. And when the armor condition is 0, you lose its protection, which makes sense. Higher level ammunition destroys the armor immediately. Ooh. So the level 5, I guess, can take 1 to 2 shots of those big guns. So it looks like they sure don't have much durability, I guess, but that's okay. And so he's basically just gonna go and show us the different armor plates now. And then we get helmets too, which is always nice. And so basically he's gonna show us equipping and de-equipping armor plates. And equipping his helmet. But you basically just equip and de-equip it just like any other stuff. You just drag it on. Task system. I don't really understand this. What I can tell from this is if we look here. So, as we can see here, one task is coffee break. Deliver coffee and crackers and you get snus. Which I feel like these are kind of just preset trades. As you're gonna see, he's gonna show him completing these trades. and there's different levels. I guess you can get more valuable stuff the higher the level. It's basically you just give him everything that he wants, and he gives you his thing, and you're happy. You need to give him 2 guns for that backpack. That seems kind of like a ripoff, but crafting system seems interesting. I guess you pick things up and then you turn that picked up stuff into one thing. I've just described what you do in Minecraft. You're welcome. So, I think that once public demo 2 version 2 comes out, it's going to be a really interesting and fun, but also very difficult game. Because we're going to get a whole bunch of new mechanics, which is going to be really fun. I especially with the AI overhaul, doubled with the fact that each gun is going to have its own ammo type, that things are going to get pretty difficult, but we're basically just going to be getting a whole bunch of awesome new features that's going to make the game a lot more interesting and unique and more difficult, so it's going to take longer to play through the actual game. But yeah, I think that the update's going to be amazing and I cannot wait for it to come out, so thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. If you're new to the channel and you're not subscribed yet, please subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Stay tuned to this channel to get more videos like this on more updates. Also, I'm gonna just play the game for videos because everyone loves those. Thanks for watching.